guys, it's Julia. So today's video is going to be about products that are super expensive but I think are worth the price tag. So these are my favorite like luxury and high-end makeup products that I genuinely think are worth the splurge. I really love high-end makeup. I do have a healthy mix of high-end and drugstore in my collection and I use both on a daily basis. I often like splurging a little bit on a makeup product just because I love makeup and I love trying out different things, and every now and then I like to treat myself to a really expensive product. There have been a ton of makeup products that I've tried that are not worth the super high-end price tag, but these are the select few that I really just think are genuinely worth the splurge, and there's nothing better on the market. So yeah, I wanted to share my favorite high-end and luxury makeup with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get right into my favorites. Alright, so this product was actually the first thing I thought of when I was planning this video. It is the HOURGLASS Vanish Stick Foundations. These are $48, so really expensive for a foundation, but in my opinion, these are the best foundation I've ever tried in my life and definitely worth the hype. You really don't go through it super fast in my opinion unless you're using it every single day, but because I have so many foundations, I don't use this every day. I just use this when I want my skin to look perfect. This has the most beautiful finish. I've never tried anything that looks anything like this on my skin. It's very full coverage, so it'll cover any like breakouts or imperfections on your skin, but it doesn't look cakey. It just looks like your skin, but better. I don't even know how to describe this finish. It's just so beautiful and looks very natural on the skin, but just covers everything. So this is one of my favorite foundations. Actually, no, it is my favorite foundation. It is really expensive. HOURGLASS is a very pricey brand, but in my opinion, this is 100% worth it. So next up, I have to mention the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I really love Huda Beauty's makeup products. I like her Faux Filter foundation. The Desert Dusk palette is a little bit more expensive than your typical high-end brand. It is $65. I did a video comparing this with other luxury eyeshadow palettes, so if you want to watch that, I will link it in the cards above. But honestly, you cannot find anything like this at a lower price. It's expensive. $65 is a lot for an eyeshadow palette, but honestly, in my opinion, this is worth it. I can't really speak on the Rose Gold palette because I've never tried that one. I don't own that palette. A little bit drier in texture, whereas the Anastasia shadows are a little bit more like creamy. I kind of compare everything to Anastasia shadows. But still, these are super pigmented and they just blend really, really well. I really can't even explain it. They just diffuse so nicely onto the eyes. They're really easy to blend out, and I find that the mattes are particularly easy to work with in this palette. The shimmers are so beautiful though. If you're using them with a wet brush or your finger, they will just pop on the eyes. These are actually pretty creamy shimmers, whereas the mattes are pretty dry. So I like that there's a different mix of textures in this palette. And then my favorite shadows in here are the textured shadows, the duochromes, and then the pressed glitter. I really like the pressed glitter actually. I know a lot of people don't really like it. The way I use this is I set down a nice layer of glitter glue on my eyes, preferably the e.l.f. glitter glue, which is $2, so it's really good. I set that down and then I use a wet brush to pick up the Cosmo glitter and then just pat it on top, and it just looks beautiful. With the duochromes, you can use them with the glitter glue if you want them to really stay on your eyes and pop a little bit more, or you can just use them with a wet brush, whatever you prefer, but these are absolutely beautiful. This palette is one of my favorites because it just tells such a beautiful color story. I think this is a very unique one, and the colors in here just really inspire me. So in my opinion, the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, while it is really expensive, in my opinion, it's worth it. Alright, so next up I want to talk about the STILA Magnificent Metals, or I think they're called the Glitter and Glow shadows now. They don't call them the Magnificent Metals anymore. But basically, these are just liquid glitters in a tube. I really, really adore these. These are $24 each, so extremely expensive for a single glitter eyeshadow, but these are just really, really easy to work with. If you're new to using glitter, I would definitely recommend trying out one of the STILA glitters because these are one swipe and you just get full pigmentation. They literally look like crushed metal and glitter on your eyes. These are so beautiful. I do wish they would kind of lower the price to like $18. I think that's a little bit more reasonable for a single glitter shadow, but still, even though it's $24, I do think it is worth it because there's really nothing that works as easily or as beautifully like this. This is amazing if you're wanting to do Instagram makeup and you want something that really pops on the eyes, but this is just one of my favorite products. It definitely stand out, and I think this is one of those high-end products that is truly worth the price. Next up is a cult favorite makeup product. This is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. And for powder, this is really pricey. It is $38, so that's kind of expensive for just a thing of powder, but it is a whole ounce, and that's a lot of powder, so you're not really going to go through this very quickly. Honestly, this and the Glossier powder are the two best powders I've ever tried. This one is just so beautiful. The Glossier one has a bit of a tint. This is more translucent. I have never tried a powder that controls oil like this one does. This powder is extremely fine milled as well, so if you're using it with a brush, it will just diffuse over the makeup, kind of smooth out your pores, just make everything look really nice and velvety smooth, and this is just so amazing. So I think Laura Mercier's powder is definitely worth the investment. It is $38, but you're not going to go through it extremely quickly, and this is just the best powder ever, so I absolutely love this powder. Alright, so next up I want to talk about the lipsticks from Pat McGrath. I know she makes two formulas. She makes the Matte Trance and the Luxe Trance. This one in particular is the Luxe Trance, but I really do like the Matte Trance as well. Pat McGrath is really more than a makeup brand. I think she's selling you a luxurious experience, and I don't know, some people might not want to spend their money on a little bit of extra packaging or a little nice fanciness, but I really like investing in that kind of thing. It just makes me feel very luxurious and like happy sometimes. So whenever something good happens in my life, I like to treat myself with something that I love, and personally I love luxury makeup like this. So Pat McGrath really is selling you an experience. The box, you have this little twisty twine thing and you just open it up. It is the most beautiful packaging. And then the lipstick comes out and it is in this sleek black packaging with the gold lips. Absolutely beautiful. And then she really thought of every detail, because when you twist it up on the gold, it'll come up like this, that when you're applying it, the lips are on the outside so people can see it. So that's really special. This is one of the Luxe Trance shades in Major Red. So this is just the most beautiful red lipstick shade. I'd go for this when I'm wanting a cream lipstick, something a little bit more hydrating, but that perfect like Vixen red shade. I also have the Matte Trance in the shade Omi. These lipsticks are genuinely so good. This formula is amazing. They last all day. They're extremely pigmented. These are like a one swipe pigmentation type of lipstick, and they just look so beautiful. And these are just so good. So I don't normally like to splurge on lipsticks. I prefer to stay with like ColourPop, honestly, but I think this and then another lip product that I'm going to mention, these are the only two lipsticks that I think are genuinely worth the super high-end price tag. So I know that's saying a lot, but this is one of my favorite formulas in the world, and just, it's so beautiful. Alright, next up is actually a skincare item. Most of the products in this video are makeup. Actually, this is the only skincare item that I'm going to mention, but I think investing in your skincare is very important, and there's a lot of high-end skincare brands at Sephora, but really only one that I've genuinely fallen in love with, and that is TATCHA. I love supporting TATCHA. They're one of my favorite brands. They are a Japanese skincare company, and I love supporting Japanese brands because I am Japanese myself. I love pretty much all the products that I've ever tried from them, but this is my absolute favorite. This is the TATCHA water cream. So I believe you can get this in a set for $25 with the TATCHA cleanser, and that's a really good one. But I just love the water cream. It's a water-based moisturizer, so it kind of transforms from like a cream to a water balm on your skin. So it's perfect if you have like normal to oily skin. It's not going to make your skin oily or break out. So if you have normal to oily skin, I would say this is the most perfect moisturizer for you. But if you do have dry skin, this is still really nourishing. It just feels so beautiful on the skin. It's very light. It just hydrates like nothing else. I like to put this on either at nighttime or right before I do my makeup. So this is just this is my absolute favorite moisturizer. It is very pricey. I think the full size is $68, but if you're wanting to try out a smaller size, I would definitely recommend getting the little sampler in the Kyoto cleanse, I think. It's just really good. One of my favorite skincare products, hands down, and TATCHA just creates amazing things. Okay, next I want to talk about the Becca Cosmetics highlighters. I actually have two palettes. The Becca Cosmetics highlighter singles are $38 each, so I'm not really sure if that's the most economical choice, because those are really expensive for a single highlighter. I do recommend picking up their palettes though, because I think that's a lot better value. You're getting more pan sizes, you're getting more pans and a lot more product for a little bit less money. So the first one I have to show you guys is the Becca Cosmetics Jaclyn Hill palette. This is limited edition. You can't get this anymore, but the blushes and the highlighters are some of the best formulas ever. The highlighters are so beautiful. They're not that type of like glittery highlight, so if you're not a fan of that, this is definitely a great formula for you. I also really like the mineral blushes. Amaretto in particular is my favorite blush shade in this palette, but really love the formula. They're very soft and creamy, and they just look so beautiful on your face. They are pretty fragile though, so you gotta just make sure you don't drop your highlighters or anything, because that would be terrible. This is actually still available though. This is the Becca Après Ski Eye Lights palette, but I do use this as a highlighter palette for my face. In here you basically just get to sample some of the best Becca Cosmetics highlighters that are also safe for your eyes. So these are kind of an eyeshadow and highlighter duo in one. You get Pearl, Opal, Moonstone, Topaz, Rose Gold, Hot Cocoa, and Toasted Marshmallow. So you're getting a lot of different highlight slash eye shades in here, and I think this is just one of the best formulas. So I think Becca Cosmetics really kills it with their formula. It's definitely, in my opinion, worth it. Just a beautiful, beautiful, creamy, glowing formula. And there's a reason that Jaclyn Hill collabed with them. I don't think she would collab with a brand that's subpar in terms of highlighters. So I really, really like these. So yeah, I really love these. I definitely recommend picking up a Becca Cosmetics highlighter palette, because those are just a great deal. Alright, next up, my mind also went immediately to this palette when I was planning out this video, the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes. So this is by far the most expensive makeup item in my entire collection. This is $125, so really, really expensive, but I love this so much. This is definitely one of my favorite palettes. The colors in here are right up my alley. As you can see, there's a really shimmery foiled gold in here, some great duochromes, the green and the opal shade. You have two like beautiful pressed metallic pigments, so these are really foiled and gorgeous. Two duochromes, I love duochrome shadows, and then the mattes in here are amazing. They're super blendable. They just diffuse so nicely onto the eyes like butter, nothing I've ever seen before in my life. And the shimmers in here are really nice as well. You can just kind of create a nice subtle look with those. So this palette, again, is a luxurious experience, and the formula in here is probably the best eyeshadow formula I've ever tried in my life. That's a lot. That is saying a ton because I have so many eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and I love so many of them, but this formula just wows me every single time I touch it. But this formula just stuns me every time I use it. I'm honestly shocked every time I use this because it's so beautiful. So this palette is a huge investment. I definitely wouldn't say just go out and buy this now because it's a lot of money. I do think it's worth it. It's just a really gorgeous palette, and if you do want to splurge on it, I don't think you would regret it at all. Final product I have to mention is my favorite liquid lipstick formula. This is the Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paint, and this is probably one of the only matte liquid lipsticks that I can still wear because a lot of matte liquid lipsticks are just too drying, but this one, for whatever reason, it dries down to a very matte finish, but it doesn't make my lips feel like they're dying, so that's good. It is $24, so that's a little expensive for a single lipstick, which is why I'm mentioning in this video, but this is the most perfect red shade I've ever tried in my whole life. Something about a strong red matte lip is just really powerful to me, and this liquid lipstick makes me feel so damn strong whenever I wear it. So the packaging is stunning, the formula is amazing, the color is gorgeous. This is just the universal red to flatter every single skin tone and every undertone. So I 100% recommend this. This is probably one of my favorite products in my entire collection, and Rihanna just killed it with this. This is the final high-end product that I think is 100% worth the price. That concludes my high-end makeup products that are worth the price video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are my recommendations, of course, and I really hope you guys maybe find some new products that you really love. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite high-end makeup products are that you think are worth the high-end price tag. I really want to know and try out some of your guys' favorites as well. Make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram for makeup looks like this one. I will have all the details of this makeup look posted in the details below. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the very end, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching my channel.